Okay, so you're here to level up your knowledge, right? Become an expert without getting bogged down in all the noise.
Exactly.
And today, we're diving deep, literally, it's in the name, into the world of startup fundraising. But we're going beyond the theories and hype.
Yeah, getting down to the nitty-gritty.
We've got an exclusive look at a year in the life of an early-stage investor at TransLink Capital.
Real-world data. Actual deals.
Our mission today is to give you a clear, no-nonsense view of what it really takes to raise VC funding in those early stages. We want to show you the odds you're up against, but more importantly, the strategies that can actually move the needle. We're going to break down what's called a VC funnel.
It's basically the process investors use to sift through and evaluate all those potential investment opportunities.
This particular funnel we have, though, this is where it gets interesting. Gives us a super granular look at the process.
Yeah, over the last 12 months, this investor took a whopping 445 first meetings.
Wow.
Only 50 of those, about 11%, made it to a second meeting. Then things narrowed down even further. 8 management presentations, which led to 3 offers, or term sheets as we often call them. These are those agreements that lay out the basic investment terms. And of those, only 2 were actually accepted.
So let me just do the math here for everyone. Out of 445 initial conversations, only 2 actually got funding from this investor.
That's right.
Paints a pretty clear picture of how selective early-stage VC really is.
It does.
Founders, if you're listening, this isn't meant to discourage you, but it shows that the journey often starts with a whole lot of pitching.
Definitely. What's really striking is that the probability of getting a term sheet right off the bat, that first meeting, it's super low, like 1 in 150 based on these numbers.
Yeah.
But let's hone in on where the biggest drop-off happens.
That first hurdle, right. Getting from that initial meeting to the second. Only about 1 in 10 companies pull that off.
Yep. But here's the thing. If you do manage to snag that second meeting, the chances of getting an offer, they jump up significantly.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking like 6%.
So that first meeting isn't really about getting an immediate yes, is it?
No, not at all.
More about making enough of an impression to get to the next stage.
Exactly. It's about earning the next conversation.
Okay. So if that first meeting's all about getting to the second one, what are some tangible things that founders should really focus on?
Well, first off, your storytelling's got to be on point. This investor, they really valued pitches that were concise, around 10 to 12 slides, and rehearsed really well. Like, think of it as a Steve Jobs keynote, a Churchill speech. You don't just wing it.
It's about creating a connection, not just, listing off facts. It sounds like this investor really preferred a back and forth, too.
Absolutely. They favored pitches that felt like a dialogue, not a monologue. Don't just present, invite questions. Get their take on things. Phrases like, have you seen similar approaches? I'd love to know what you thought. Can really open up that conversation.
Showing the product seems pretty important, too.
Oh, super important. Allocating at least 5 minutes to a product demo, even if it isn't a full-blown demo, is really advisable. For this investor, the user experience, how it looks and feels, that clearly mattered.
Now, how do you stand out from the crowd? It seems like everyone always talks about their competitors.
This investor actually recommended skipping that whole competitor matrix thing that everyone does. Instead, zero in on a few crystal clear bullet points that showcase what makes you different.
Interesting.
What's your unique advantage? Is it the team, the tech, something else? Hammer that home, maybe even make it your last slide.
Much more focused approach. What about, staying top of mind even after that first meeting?
Even if an investor says no after that initial chat, adding them to a newsletter to keep them updated on your progress is a great long-term strategy. Investors love to see momentum, and a well-crafted update can rekindle that interest down the road.
So, to recap for all our listeners, this look inside a real VC funnel shows us that fundraising, particularly in the early stages, it's a numbers game. That first meeting, though, it's make or break. By focusing on a compelling story, having a genuine conversation, showing off your product effectively, making your unique advantage crystal clear, and keeping those lines of communication open, you give yourself a fighting chance.
Yeah, and what's really eye-opening is how much weight is put on that initial connection. You want to make them curious, make them want to learn more. You're not spilling all the beans at once. You're laying the groundwork.
So here's something to ponder after this deep dive. What's the single biggest change you can make to those initial conversations you have? It doesn't even have to be about fundraising. This applies to anything, even just introducing a new idea.
Food for thought.
Absolutely. Until next time.
See ya.